years old. This is a video he's released. Let me first show you the other video, the controversial video. This, ladies and gentlemen, is a picture of Bhagwan Maan at the age of 39. And visibly, over the last 13 years, he's aged. There's nothing wrong with that. We all age. But there's a distinct difference in facial appearance. I'd like to show you a picture of Bhagwan Maan at present, which is about 52, 50.
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद यही तो है इसकी खास बात।
वाओ मामा, क्या स्वाद है?
अरे मेरे राजा,
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे, केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
चमकी चाट से क्या बना है?
सैंडविच, लस्सी और छाछ।
हर घूंट में चमकी चाट। अब बताओ, स्वाद आया? आया।
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चमकी चाट।
By the way, viewers, I'm driving in Delhi with Delhi wala boy Aman Gupta, who is too busy waving to his fans than talking to me. Please come down to earth, Aman.
Yes, sorry.
You're on my show.
I forgot.
This is not your show. This is my show. Stop waving to your fans. Be modest. Now everybody look. अरे आप politician हो. आप politician हो. आप ये क्या कर रहे हो? This is too much.
आपने बोला हम्बल हो, मैं हम्बल हो रहा हूँ।
You became very famous during Balika Badhu. At that time, there was a huge amount of fame and focus. Right?
There was.
People must be writing about you. The paparazzi would have written about you.
There were no paparazzis at that time.
You're not that old. Don't
No, I mean it. There were no paparazzis.
You were no paparazzi at that time.
There were no paparazzis.
This has happened now.
From Asia's largest news headquarters, setting the agenda for Bharat. You're watching Republic.
Hello and a very warm welcome. You're watching Republic TV. I'm Gesu Bharadwaj, and multiple cases of civic apathy are being reported from across the country. Urban infrastructure is under question, under scanner. Junagadh, at least 3 incidents where people nearly avoided a fatal accident where they fell into open drain systems that were overbrimming because of monsoon. We're getting you all the details of stories from across Mumbai and Gujarat. But first, like usual, a check on your headlines. Rain exposes glaring civic failures. Man dead after falling in manhole in Mumbai. Tree falls on school van and student killed. Horrific case of child abuse from Bengaluru. Toddlers allegedly locked in bathrooms, forced into washing machines. Cape Gemini shuts Bengaluru office. Viewers, and now starting first. The first spell of rain has started to explore glaring civic failures across urban India. After a man succumbed after falling in a manhole in Mumbai, there are visuals now coming in from Junagadh in Gujarat. Open pothole, rainwater on the streets, and a recipe for an accident prepared. Back-to-back 3 incidents of people falling in the same pothole have come to light from Junagadh in Gujarat. And all of these 3 people nearly avoided what could have turned into a fatal accident after they fell into an open drain. Now, these are 3 videos of the same pothole where 3 people fell into the open manhole in Junagadh in Gujarat. In fact, there was another incident where a biker and a pillion also fell into an open drain in Junagadh in Gujarat. The couple has also lodged a complaint with the police over the municipal corporation's inaction over these open drains across Junagadh. Now take a look at these visuals. 3 videos coming in from the same place, the same pothole. Take a look at the first one. A woman with her child falls into the open drain and manages to nearly escape. In the second video also, you can see a man who falls into the open drain but is saved while walking. In the third video, again, the same man could be seen. He is, in fact, a bike rider is seen who falls into an open manhole in Junagadh. Now viewers, a BMC worker fell into an open drain during the Mumbai Mayor Ritu Tavri's inspection of a waterlogged area in Matunga after heavy rains. The BMC worker fell into the open drain and that happened in front of the Mumbai Mayor. And in fact, the irony of the situation is that the Mayor of Mumbai was in fact at the location to take a look at the overflowing drains because of the torrential rains that have struck Mumbai. And during that moment, a BMC worker who was accompanying the mayor fell in the open manhole right in front of the mayor. In fact, take a look at the visuals that are coming in of the man who was pulled out nearly after he escaped being engulfed in the open drain, which was already overbrimming with rainwater in Mumbai. Now, this comes after a man fell into a drain in Mumbai just this morning in another area, and there he succumbed to his injuries. When he was pulled out after a rescue operation that spanned for about 3 hours, he was declared dead. And in another incident that comes from the Matunga region in Mumbai, a BMC worker himself fell in an open manhole while in fact accompanying the mayor who was at the spot to take a look at the urban infrastructure failing over Mumbai monsoons, over torrential rains. In fact, Mumbai is not the only place. Even in Gujarat, in Junagadh, residents fell into open drain. You can take a look at the visuals. A bike rider and a pillion hit their heads onto the road after the bike's front tire got stuck in the open manhole in Junagadh. In Mumbai since this morning, 2 back-to-back incidents. In Junagadh since this morning, 3 back-to-back incidents have been reported of people falling into, being killed and nearly escaping the fall of the open drain systems. Now, in fact, in Mumbai, a 60-year-old man fell into an open drain. Rescue operations were on for about 3 hours. Until the time he was pulled out, he was already declared dead. The deceased's family has been asking for justice. In fact, the 60-year-old man was declared dead after a 3-hour-long race against time by rescue operators. Shortly after, another incident came in from Mumbai's Matunga area where a BMC worker fell into an open drain that was not visible because the roads are flooding because of overbrimming of rainwater. This talks volumes about the collapsing urban infrastructure, especially the drainage system across Mumbai that should by now be used to handling torrential rainfall, because Mumbai sees this happen every year and nothing changes. These incidents keep coming to light one after the other every year, and the government at this point, it seems, has gotten used to it. They are not taking any action. The Mumbai mayor was in Matunga to take a look at the over-flooded roads and the civic infrastructure because of torrential rains. And ironically, during that drive, a BMC worker who was accompanying him fell into an open manhole himself. And now, viewers, shifting focus. In another rerun of the Pune Porsche case, a grieving family is now demanding justice after a fatal road crash claimed the life of their loved one. 34-year-old Sarthak Mattoo died after his motorcycle was hit by a Mahindra Thar in Delhi's Rajouri area. While the accused driver has been arrested and is now He's now out on bail. The victim's family has raised serious questions over the investigation, alleging that the driver's blood samples were collected nearly 50 hours after the incident. In fact, there were other discrepancies also that the family members have pointed out. Here's the full report. Take a look. A 34-year-old Sarthak Mattoo was killed after an SUV Thar ran him over. It struck him from behind. He was on his two-wheeler. He was traveling from Gurugram to Delhi. This case comes in from Rajouri in Delhi, where the Thar hit Sarthak Mattoo's bike. The 34-year-old succumbed to his injuries in the road rash case. Now, his family has been demanding for justice. They have been campaigning for a thorough probe in the incident. They've also alleged major discrepancies in the case. In fact, nearly 50 hours after this incident, the blood sample of the accused was taken for the first time. Now, viewers, Republic also confronted the ACP in the Delhi hit-and-run case, and he completely dodged Republic's questions. And why wouldn't they? Because look at the discrepancies of this case. 50 hours until the first blood sample of the accused was taken. Take a look at this confrontation.
ACP भी हमारे साथ है सर। खाली एक सवाल है सर परिवार का कहना है पीसीआर बहुत लेट
नहीं मेरा इसको कोई सॉरी मैम।
सर परिवार ये भी कह रही है कि 50 घंटे के बाद मेडिकल आरोपियों का करवाया।
मैं अभी कोई जवाब नहीं दे पाऊंगा आपको। उसके अंदर जो है ऑन रिकॉर्ड है सारी चीज़ें, मैं अभी कोई रिप्लाई नहीं कर पाऊंगा आपको इस चीज़ के बारे में।
तो एसीपी यहाँ पे पहुंचे हुए हैं। हालांकि परिवार लगातार गंभीर आरोप लगा रही हैं। परिवार का ये भी कहना है कि 50 घंटे के बाद जो है आरोपियों का मेडिकल करवाया जाता है। पीसीआर वैन जो है वो भी 15 मिनट लेट पहुंचती हैं। हालांकि एसीपी से भी हमने बात करने की कोशिश की, फिलहाल वो कुछ नहीं कह रहे हैं। परिवार लगातार गंभीर आरोप लगा रही है और न्याय की मांग कर रही है। एसीपी भी हमारे साथ है सर। खाली एक सवाल है सर परिवार का कहना है पीसीआर बहुत लेट
नहीं मेरा इसको कोई सॉरी मैम।
सर परिवार ये भी कह रही है कि 50 घंटे के बाद मेडिकल आरोपियों का करवाया।
मैं अभी कोई जवाब नहीं दे पाऊंगा आपको। उसके अंदर जो है ऑन रिकॉर्ड है सारी चीज़ें, मैं अभी कोई रिप्लाई नहीं कर पाऊंगा आपको इस चीज़ के बारे में।
तो एसीपी यहाँ पे पहुंचे हुए हैं। हालांकि परिवार लगातार गंभीर आरोप लगा रही हैं। परिवार का ये भी कहना है कि 50 घंटे के बाद जो है आरोपियों का मेडिकल करवाया जाता है। पीसीआर वैन जो है वो भी 15 मिनट लेट पहुंचती हैं। हालांकि एसीपी से भी हमने बात करने की कोशिश की, फिलहाल वो कुछ नहीं कह रहे हैं। परिवार लगातार गंभीर आरोप लगा रही है और न्याय की मांग कर रही है।
We also spoke to Sarthak's grieving parents who continue to demand for a justice that hangs in balance. The ACP has refused to give us any statement. The discrepancies are huge that the parents have pointed out, and all they can do is demand for justice. Listen into what they had to say on the matter.
हमें बताया जाता है लॉ अबाइडिंग सिटीजन बनिए, लॉ अबाइडिंग सिटीजन है, इनकम टैक्स पे कीजिए, लाखों रुपए इनकम टैक्स पे करते हैं, और बाद में कुछ ऐसा हाल हुआ तो हमें अपने हाल पे छोड़ा दिया जाता है। मैंने पहले भी वीडियोस में फुहार लगाई, मेरे को अपने बेटे के लिए जस्टिस चाहिए। कोमल जी 25 तारीख की सुबह जो लास्ट थर्सडे था, मेरा बेटा उसका ऑफिस गुड़गांव में है, वो अपने काम से गुड़गांव से नोएडा जा रहा था। सुबह करीब 6:30 बजे के करीब वो घर से निकला, उसके पास बाइक थी, वो निकला और राजौकरी फ्लाईओवर कोमल जी जो दिल्ली गुड़गांव बॉर्डर, दिल्ली का बॉर्डर है एक्चुअली, वसंत कुंज के पास में है, उस पर जा रहे थे और पीछे से करीब जितना हमें बताया गया है 120 की स्पीड से 2 युवक थार गाड़ी चला के, एक का नाम है सागर साहा एंड अनुभव सिंह, 2 जने, और कोमल जी दोनों पढ़े लिखे हैं। एक बेंगलोर में काम करता है बोइंग में, जितनी जानकारी हमारे पास है, और दूसरा पैनासोनिक में है, और दोनों टेकीज़ है, पढ़े लिखे हैं, सार्थक की एज के करीब होंगे। जितना हमें बताया गया कोमल जी कि वो लोग एंगेजमेंट पार्टी अटेंड करने के बाद पुलिस ने कहा वो जॉय राइड पे निकले थे। अब थोड़ा बहुत पढ़ा लिखा मैं भी हूँ कोमल जी, अब ये जॉय राइड का मतलब एंगेजमेंट पार्टी अटेंड करने के बाद क्या होता है, मुझे शायद आपको बताने की आवश्यकता।
शब्दों का इस्तेमाल किया कि जॉय राइड पर वो निकले थे, मतलब एक थार गाड़ी जिसने एक युवक की जान ले ली और पुलिस उन आरोपियों को बचा रही है, कह रही है जॉय राइड। उनके स्टेटमेंट से तो यही लग रहा है।
हमें कोई फोटो नहीं दिखाई गई कोमल जी, हमें कहा गया वो जॉय राइड, फिर अब वो जॉय राइड का क्या मतलब हुआ? और हमें बताया गया कोमल जी कि वो लोग थार गाड़ी 120 की स्पीड से किसी एक गाड़ी को ओवरटेक करना चाहते थे जो उनको पास नहीं मिला। तो उन्होंने क्या किया कोमल जी, लेफ्ट में लेके लेफ्ट से उसको ओवरटेक किया। जो सार्थक अपनी लेन में जा रहा था उसको हिट कर गया, हिट करके उसको सड़क पे छोड़ दिया कोमल जी।
मरने के लिए छोड़
उसको अपना रहा है एक ही बेटा, और
पीसीआर वैन ना एम्बुलेंस कोई नहीं पहुंचा
कोमल जी, उसके 2 दिन
कोई भी नहीं पहुंचा उसके पास। और बेचारा कोई पासर बाय था, कोई अच्छा भला मानुस था जिसने गाड़ी की फोटो खींच ली, जिसने अपने सामने ये होते हुए देखा। पर पुलिस को क्या है, पुलिस को कुछ नहीं लेना था ना वो हमारी कोई हेल्प कर रही है, ना हमें वो कुछ बता रही है। आज 25 तारीख से लेकर आज 2 तारीख है, पुलिस हमारे ने हमें कोई कुछ नहीं कांटेक्ट किया। ये गए थे पुलिस स्टेशन, मेरे ब्रदर इन लॉज भी गए थे, ये सब लोग गए थे। उन्होंने हमें ना कोई फुटेज दिखाई, ना कोई फुटेज दे रहे हैं हमें, ना कुछ दिखा रहे हैं, ना कोई रिवील कर रहे हैं। उनको लड़कों को पकड़ा, उनकी फोटो तो होगी ना उनके पास, क्यों नहीं फ्लैश कर रहे हैं? लोगों को पता चले दीज आर द मॉन्स्टर्स हु किल्ड माई चाइल्ड, माई ओनली चाइल्ड, माई वर्ल्ड। आपको पता है हमने कितनी मुश्किलों से उसको पाला था। हम नॉर्मल मिडिल क्लास फैमिली के लोग हैं, प्राइवेट सर्विस में हैं, कैसे हम लोगों ने उसको पाल पोस के बड़ा किया। इतना बड़ा किया था इसलिए उसको बाहर पढ़ने के लिए भेजा, उसको अच्छे कॉलेज में अच्छे स्कूल में आकर, किस लिए? कि वो आके उसको रौंद के मार के सड़क पे मरने के लिए छोड़ के निकल जाए।
And now viewers, another breaking development coming in from Mumbai where action has been taken against the pothole incident. 4 BMC officers have been suspended in Mumbai for the death of the 60-year-old man who died after falling into an open drain. In fact, the killer negligence in Mumbai, 4 suspended after the man fell into an open manhole and died in Mumbai. This is the same incident that Republic reported today morning. Our reporter was on ground. Revati, my colleague, was getting us all the details. Now, 4 BMC officials have been suspended over the negligence of open potholes in Mumbai. Now, in fact, the 60-year-old man remained inside the open drain after falling in it for about 3 hours that the rescue operation was being carried out. And after the operators pulled him out, he was declared dead. In fact, the deceased's family has also been campaigning for justice. These are the visuals from the rescue operations that took place earlier today, where the 60-year-old man was pulled out of the open drain after he fell in it after 3 hours, and he was declared dead after his body was brought out. Now, in fact, 4 BMC officials have been suspended over the case. Now remember, Mumbai's municipal corporation is one of the most highly funded ones across the country, the richest municipal corporation in the country. So pertinent questions are also being raised over where these funds are being put to use, because Mumbai sees these kinds of torrential rains on a yearly basis, year after year. But these incidents do not change. The civic apathy does not change. Urban infrastructure is never ready to take the wrath of the rain. Now, in fact, my colleague Revati also joins in with more details. Revati, quick action has been taken. 4 BMC officers have been suspended. What more can you get us on this, Revati?
Right, as you rightly mentioned, that the 4 officials along with the assistant commissioner of the Ward L has been suspended after a 60-year-old man, Aslam Sheikh, has fallen into open drainage, and to bring everyone's attention to the point that the pre-monsoon work which was supposed to be done by the end of the May, that was going on when there were torrential rains reported in Mumbai, and that has reported in the death of 60-year-old man Aslam Sheikh. Also, the post-mortem is currently underway at Rajawadi Hospital, and along with that, the contractor who took the contract of this particular pre-monsoon work has now also being blacklisted, is what the update which is coming up. And also, this is not the first incident, this is the very 3rd incident which shows the carelessness of BMC. First,
was the tree which fell. They knew after constructing a road there that the roots were weak, and that very big tree fell on a school bus which took a life of 11-year-old boy. Later, a similar incident happened in Navi Mumbai where 2 girls were electrocuted because of an open wire, fell into a water pond which was created due to the torrential rains. And later, this is the third incident within the span of 2 weeks that this incident has happened, where the lid was open, there was no barricading, no personnel present there, and it took a life of 60-year-old Aslam Sheikh. Now an FIR is also being registered at Sakinaka police station. Over to you.
Right, Revati. In fact, Revati, also speak to us about what are the next actions that we're eyeing when it comes to this pothole incident. You know, ironically, a BMC worker himself in front of the Mumbai mayor fell into an open drain while they were trying to inspect what torrential rains have done to the urban infrastructure. Revati.
Right, as you rightly mentioned, now mayor has come to the spot after almost, I guess, 9 to 8 hours of the incident. She is inspecting the spot. Now, after 9 hours of the incident, the man was trapped there for 3 to 3.5 hours. And when the fire brigade was told about this incident, when they were initiated about this incident, they rushed to the spot and they took out Aslam Sheikh from that drainage spot after 35 to 40 minutes. But the most important point to be noted here is that all political people just were here just for attendance, for mere attendance. No one has yet visited his house. I was personally present there at Aslam Sheikh's house, where we can also see on Republic that she was crying. She didn't know that what exactly has happened to her father. She only knew that he fell into a drainage line where the work was going on, and there was no one there to tell that there is an open lid of the drainage. So we can see the carelessness, the level of carelessness in this particular point, and to take an action over this particular incident, 4 officials along with the assistant commissioner of the L ward is suspended as of now, and also the contractor is blacklisted.
Right, Revati, thanks for joining us on the broadcast. Now, in fact, viewers, my colleague Revati also spoke to the deceased's family, who are now demanding justice. Listen into how that conversation went.
मैडम वो सुबह जा रहा था जॉब के लिए, जॉब पे जाने के टाइम जो है साकिना का खैरानी रोड का रास्ते पे पता चला कि वो वहाँ खड्डे में गिर गया चेंबर के अंदर। तो वहाँ पे फिर उसके बाद मेरे को कॉल आया कि उनका इंतकाल हो गया। बस इतना मुझे मालूम है।
आप जॉब क्या करते थे?
वो मैडम वो जो है मट्टी का गाड़ी, जो रैबिट का गाड़ी है ना, वो रैबिट का गाड़ी भराते थे, तो उसके लिए जा रहे थे काम के लिए। उनकी फैमिली में एक लड़का है, एक लड़की है।
अच्छा, और लड़का कहाँ पे है?
लड़का इस समय राजावड़ी हॉस्पिटल में मैम।
अच्छा, और ये बीएमसी की लापरवाही है, क्योंकि वो जो ढक्कन उन्होंने खुला रखा, तो आप क्या मांग करते हैं अभी इसमें?
मैडम इसके ऊपर मैं कोई बयान नहीं दूंगा। इसमें क्या है, जो नगर सेवक अपना काम करेंगे अभी, बस इतना बोलूँगा मैं।
तो अभी आपके जो परिवार वाले हैं वो वहाँ पे है, तो
हॉस्पिटल में इस समय।
अच्छा,
हाँ, मैं अभी आया हूँ मौला, राजावड़ी हॉस्पिटल में जाना है अभी हम लोग को, वापस जा रहे हैं उधर बॉडी लाने।
तो उधर क्या बताया आप हॉस्पिटल वालों ने?
हॉस्पिटल वाले बॉडी दे रहे, पोस्टमार्टम के लिए बोल रहे हैं, बस।
तो आप पोस्टमार्टम के लिए हाँ करेंगे या?
अभी मेरा बड़ा भाई है वहाँ पर, हम लोग डिसीजन लेंगे उसके ऊपर।
And now shifting focus. A tussle is, brewing between the Indian government and Meta. The Indian government has ordered Meta not to roll out WhatsApp's proposed username feature in India until consultations on its privacy and security implications are completed, issuing the company a notice and seeking a detailed explanation within 3 days for what the username feature means. Now, the government's move comes over their concern of impersonating people on the Meta's messaging platform WhatsApp. Take a look at this.
WhatsApp recently announced that users will soon be able to create unique users' names. Government officials fear that cyber criminals could create users' names that look almost identical to trusted brands. The government says cybersecurity cannot be treated as an afterthought. User names solve one of WhatsApp's biggest privacy problems. If you've been waiting for WhatsApp users' names so you no longer have to share your phone number with strangers, there is a catch. Before the feature is even rolled out in India, the government wants to take a closer look at it. Why? Because a feature designed to improve privacy could also make it easier for scammers to impersonate people and organizations. WhatsApp recently announced that users will soon be able to create unique users' names, much like Instagram or Telegram. Instead of giving someone your phone number, you could simply share your username. The idea is straightforward: better privacy. Your personal number stays hidden while you continue chatting with people. WhatsApp also says there won't be a public directory and users will need to know your exact username to contact you. Some accounts, including public figures, will have reserved users' names to reduce impersonation. But here's where the concern begins. Government officials fear that cyber criminals could create users' names that look almost identical to trusted brands, government departments, banks, or even individuals. Think about how easy it is to confuse a lowercase l with a capital I or replace a letter with a number. At first glance, many people may not notice the difference. If that happens, scammers could use fake users' names to trick users into revealing sensitive information, making payments, or downloading malicious links. Given India's massive WhatsApp user base and the growing number of digital fraud cases, the government says cybersecurity cannot be treated as an afterthought. Officials are expected to examine the feature closely, and reports suggest Meta could even receive a notice if authorities believe additional safeguards are needed. That doesn't necessarily mean the feature is bad. In fact, usernames solve one of WhatsApp's biggest privacy problems. Today, if you want to message someone you have just met or contact a business, you often have to reveal your phone number. Usernames eliminate that requirement and bring WhatsApp closer to apps like Signal and Telegram, which have supported similar functionality for years. So, the real question isn't whether WhatsApp should introduce usernames. It's whether the platform has enough safeguards to stop impersonation before fraudsters start exploiting the system. For now, the feature hasn't been rolled out widely in India, and the government's review could determine whether additional security measures are required before millions of users get access. In short, WhatsApp wants to make your conversations more private. The government wants to make sure that privacy doesn't come at the cost of user safety.
That's all that we could wrap for you in this edition of Live and Breaking. Thanks very much for staying with us. News and updates continue on the other side on Republic TV.
चमकी चाट से क्या बना है?
आलू चाट या फ्रूट चाट?
स्वाद बढ़ाए चमकी चाट।
क्या बात है? स्वादिष्ट पकोड़े और परेशान, अरे चमकी चाट है इसकी जान।
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चमकी चाट।
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे। केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
आर प्योर सूजी पास्ता उबालो मिलाओ और खाओ,
8 मिनट में तैयार।
क्या टेस्ट है सबका राजा आर प्योर मसाला।
By the way, viewers, I'm driving in Delhi with Delhi-wala boy Aman Gupta, who is too busy waving to his fans than talking to me. Please come down to earth, Aman.
Yes, I am sorry.
You're on my show.
I forgot.
This is not your show. This is my show. Stop waving to your fans. Be modest. Now everybody look. अरे आप politician हो. आप politician हो. आप ये क्या कर रहे हो? This is too much. आपने बोला humble हो, मैं humble हो रहा हूँ.
You became very famous during Balika Badhu. At that time, there was a huge amount of fame and focus. Right?
There was.
People must be writing about you. The paparazzi would have written about you.
There were no paparazzis at that time.
You're not that old. Don't
No, I mean it. There were no paparazzi.
You were no paparazzi at that time.
There were no paparazzis.
This has happened now? There was no Viral Bayani then?
Back then, it was just,
What do you mean back then? If you keep talking, I'm over a decade older to you. If you keep saying back then I'll stop driving the car here.
No, I'm sorry. I don't mean...
What am I then? Back then. Ladies and gentlemen, yesterday I said that Bhagwan Man's problem is that in the process of covering up one lie, he is lying a second time. So to cover two lies, he lies a third time and a fourth time.
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद यही तो है इसकी खास बात। वाओ मामा, क्या स्वाद है? अरे मेरे राजा,
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे, केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
प्यास बुझाए, ठंडक लाए, सबको भाए जीरा से। MTH का जल जीरा, जीरा से।
जीरा से असली रिफ्रेशिंग, असली स्वाद, असली मजा।
Ladies and gentlemen, I want to talk tonight about an incident where an FIR got registered against 4 people. This is an incident which has happened in Madhya Pradesh, in Ujjain, and there is this strange video which shows a van suspended about 40 feet in the air. And it's suspended with a crane, some kind of a huge big crane. And there are explosives which are put inside this van, and then the van is detonated. Watch this very carefully, ladies and gentlemen. This is apparently during a Muharram procession, where the organizers fill a car with explosives, lift it 40 feet in the air with explosives, put a slogan on the vehicle saying, "Le fir aage," which means, "Look, we are back." And then they explode the van. And at that point of time, there are posters put, there's a lot of mayhem. It's also seen in the video that there are 2 people who are waving red flags before the blast. And the car is detonated mid-air amidst the spectators. There are videos from an Instagram account which also show a young man performing other explosion-related stunts, such as filling a drum with explosives and blasting it. And there are intense explosives used out there. This is all a celebration of explosions. These are not fireworks, let me tell you this, viewers. Now, the police arrested the accused, and there was a procession of the accused also taken out. The accused identified as one Shoaib, Zahid Khan and Taslim. Shoaib organized the event, and Zahid and Taslim were the ones waving the flag while standing on the vehicle before the vehicle was blown up. This is what has happened. And this is the strangest and most dangerous incident that has happened, because we don't know what is the message that they were trying to send by carrying out a car explosion. Please look at these pictures with concern. A crane hoists a car 50 feet into the air and a mock terrorist attack is carried out. A hanging enacted with little purpose connecting the act to the occasion. There was an attempt at some kind of messaging. And ladies and
Very warm welcome, viewers. You're watching Live and Breaking, and I am Raksha with you. The urban catastrophe. There's another example of that, viewers. In fact, tragedies after tragedies in the maximum city and even beyond. We bring you the ground reports and much more on that, but first the headlines. Rain exposes the glaring civic failures. Man dead after falling in manhole in Mumbai. Tree falls on school van. A student is killed. Horrific case of child abuse from Bengaluru. Toddlers allegedly locked in bathrooms, forced into washing machines. Capgemini shuts Bengaluru office. "34-year-old Sarthak Mattoo run over by SUV in Delhi, left bleeding. Family demands justice." Accused in Delhi hit and run case is out free on bail without an alcohol test. Prime Minister Modi holds talks with Sanai Takeche, key defence pact signed along with MOCs on clean energy and technology. TRS chief K. Kavita and scores of activists along with party leaders arrested by Telangana police for staging a protest. It was as the Aman Kyasha gang seeks talks with Pakistan. Pakistan has revealed its face once again, and it is now holding an anti-India summit that invites Chinese. It has proven that Pakistan, the pro-Pak lobby, had timed the letter they wrote to Prime Minister Modi to the Indus Water Summit, viewers. This is the Indus Summit that we're talking about. And in another huge admission, the man who organized the letter seeking talks, confirmed that he was coordinating with Pak, viewers. Public TV is the only one that has been bringing you this story, viewers, from all angles, telling you about this timing that is in question now. Pak apologists in India timed the letter to this particular Indus Summit. Now, viewers, just take a listen in.
To divert the water from the Indus River from flowing to Pakistan, and ever after Prime Minister Modi threatened not to allow one single drop of water to flow from Indus River to Pakistan, I talked to the Indians on the major television in India that in times of war, to deny water to the hundreds of million people in the lower reaches of the Indus River will be a crime, will be a war crime. And in times of peace, to deny water to the hundreds of million people in the lower reaches or in the downstream will be a crime against humanity. So this is very serious. Last year, I also emphasized, and I want to emphasize today.
And what role do you think China can play in all of this?
Yeah, exactly. What I want to emphasize is that, strictly speaking, while Pakistan is the downstream country for the Indus River, India is not the real upstream country for the Indus River, because the Indus River originates from the Himalayas in China. So I hope India will really learn the lesson. Don't do unto others what they don't want others to do unto them. And I hope China, the real upstream country for the Indus River, and Pakistan, the downstream country, can cooperate. Because I think if China and Pakistan cooperate together, we may actually overcome the obstacles posed by India. Further, allow me to emphasize, if India wants to divert the water or refuse to let any drop of water from the Indus River to flow into Pakistan, it would not only be a war crime, it would be also a crime against humanity. It should be generally condemned by mankind as a whole. And China will fully support Pakistan in this regard. And I think we can figure out what will be the best way to preempt India from doing the wrong thing and to deter India from doing the wrong thing.
Now, viewers, it was Mehbooba Mufti, in fact, yesterday, who grabbed the headlines after she batted for talks with Pakistan, even hailing the Pakistani army, asking for opening of the borders. And there were many others. We have spoken to several of the signatories as well who have spoken on that, viewers. Now, the question is about the timing also. First of all, of course, in principle, why do they want talks with Pakistan? It continues to bleed the innocents on Indian soil, but at the same time, the timing of it is also in question. Listen to what Mufti had said.
We should learn from Iran and America war that how a small country like Iran was able to use its strategic position of Hormuz to bring America, I mean the whole world to the table. And Jammu Kashmir is also strategically very well placed, as is Pakistan. Pakistan is, trying to exploit its strategic position to the fullest. Why can't Jammu Kashmir become a gateway to Central Asia, to South Asia? We need to take the bull by the horns and talk and negotiate and, have people going across, beating each other so that we see what is on the other side. We should learn from Iran and America war that how a small country like Iran was able to use its strategic position of Hormuz to bring America, I mean the whole world to the table. And Jammu Kashmir is also strategically very well placed, as is Pakistan. Pakistan is, trying to exploit its strategic position to the fullest. Why can't Jammu Kashmir become a gateway to Central Asia, to South Asia? We need to take the bull by the horns and talk and negotiate and, have people going across, beating each other so that we see what is on the other side.
ये तनाव तो पिछले 30-40 साल का है और पिछले साल तो पहलगाम के बाद इसमें और ज़्यादा जो है ये बढ़ोतरी आई। अब एक चिट्ठी के ज़रिए वज़ीर आज़म साहब से गुजारिश की जा रही है कि किसी न किसी तरह दोनों मुल्कों के जो है रिश्ते उनको सुधारा जाए, उनको ठीक किया जाए। इसमें किसी को एतराज़ नहीं होना चाहिए। पिछले दिनों अगर मेरी जानकारी सही है तो आरएसएस के जो सबसे बड़े लीडर हैं उन्होंने कहा कि हिंदुस्तान और पाकिस्तान को एक दूसरे से बातचीत करनी चाहिए, दोस्ती का रिश्ता कायम करना चाहिए। अब अगर आरएसएस ये कहे तो किसी को एतराज़ नहीं होता, लेकिन जब जम्मू कश्मीर के लीडरान ये बात करते हैं तो बवाल मचता है। हम तो सिर्फ ये कहते हैं ना, जिस तरह अटल बिहारी वाजपेयी साहब कहते थे, दोस्त बदले जा सकते हैं, पड़ोसी बदलाए नहीं जा सकते। हम चाहते हैं कि पड़ोसियों के दरमियान ताल्लुकात जो हैं वो बेहतर हों।
Republic TV viewers, Republic TV also questioned the man who in fact drafted this letter that was begging for talks with the Pakistan. The man in question is O.P. Shah, and my colleague Niranjan spoke to him. Listen to what he had said.
When you look at the track two, and then you have the comments coming from both sides of the border, and then on cue there is a letter written. Did you coordinate with anybody from the Pakistani side when this letter was written, Mr. Shah?
Oh yes, I did contact, in fact, since they have signed the letter, so in drafting the letter, I had taken few Pakistani friends into confidence, like I took many Indian friends into confidence. So it was a joint exercise, it was not of one individual.
When you look at the track two, and then you have the comments coming from both sides of the border, and then on cue there is a letter written. Did you coordinate with anybody from the Pakistani side when this letter was written, Mr. Shah?
Oh yes, I did contact, in fact, since they have signed the letter, so in drafting the letter, I had taken few Pakistani friends into confidence, like I took many Indian friends into confidence. So it was a joint exercise, it was not of one individual.
Now, Gursimran Singh joins us on the broadcast. From Gursimran, we've seen that Pakistan has always sought China's support, and now China is also, the way this person who was giving this interview was speaking about India, talking about war crimes, threatening India, do what you do to others, they're warning against what could be done to India. All of these things actually show that how this letter and this particular Indus summit has been timed. Bilawal Ali Bhutto Zardari also spoke about the Indus Water Treaty. And he also warned against the weaponization, quote-unquote, weaponization of water. Now, this is a coordinated effort that is being exposed day by day.
Rachita, we have to see two things. First, this letter that has been written to the both prime ministers and also the summit that Pakistan is holding, they're trying to globally defame India. These cannot be seen standalone. These have to be seen by a single press, that is to defame India and to show India in a bad light. Because see, what Pakistan is telling the world, see, India has stopped our water. And what these letters are trying, this letter has trying to portray the image that the India is not speaking to Pakistan. People of India are requesting the government of India to hold the talks with Pakistan. They want to portray that India is not in favor of talks, but the reality is that India wants talk, but the condition is that the terrorism from the Pakistan has to stop. This mentions actually hint or any mention about the Pahalgam terror attack that has happened. Now coming to the second question that you have mentioned, that these are coordinated, and second thing is the China that is trying to play a role. The Victor Gao, the operative of the Chinese Communist Party, he has said that China will take the advantage of being the upper riparian, and he has warned of the Indus River and so on. But it has to be seen that India has used its right because it was India's right, and second thing, it was used when Pakistan targeted our innocent civilians. So India has never been a party or any threat to the China's sovereignty. That is the reality, and China cannot do any act that is detrimental to the sovereignty, because they have seen during the Galwan also, when they tried to provoke India, that they have to come to table. So China is not in a position that they are going to take head on with the global power like India at the present situation. But yes, they are trying to give a moral support to Pakistan by saying that we will act if needed.
Absolutely. We've seen the track 2 dialogues that are happening again, where Indus water is actually also part of the discussion. And then you have this anti-India summit, where the likes of Hina Rabbani Khar and these Chinese officials also come in and spew venom against India. And here you have, back home in India, 61 so-called eminent lobbyists writing to the Prime Minister and begging them to have talks with Pakistan. And today, to add to it, was the son of Farooq Abdullah, who's one of the signatories, and his son is the Chief Minister of Jammu Kashmir, Umar Abdullah also. 1 year after the Pahalgam attack, he says that the relations have deteriorated. So he was being very apologetic about it, and he's batted for talks now.
See, we have seen that the parties in Jammu and Kashmir, they have always been for the talks with Pakistan. And one thing that has to understood, that the government of India has never been against the Pakistan. It was Atal Bihari Vajpayee who first took bus to Lahore. But what we saw in return, it was the terror attack. It was a large-scale Kargil that had happened. Then we saw Prime Minister Narendra Modi going to Pakistan. Prime Minister even invited the then Prime Minister of Pakistan, Shehbaz Sharif, to his oath-taking ceremony. So Prime Minister Narendra Modi, during start of his government, did everything possible. But then it was 2016 Pathankot attack. Then we saw then it was the Uri terror attack that also took place. Then we saw that how Pakistan time and again tried to carry out more and more attack. 2019 Pulwama terror attack, 2025 Pahalgam terror attack. All these attacks have happened after India initiated talks. So Pakistan is the one that cannot be trusted. And yesterday when we spoke to B.L. Saraf, one of the signatories of this letter, he said that I cannot have faith in Pakistan. I cannot assure that Pakistan will actually mend its way. So those who are actually signing the letter, even they don't have trust on Pakistan. That is the reality, and that is what the union government has understood. They have put a simple condition: you stop terrorism, we will hold talks. It is as simple. So it is not that something out of box that is coming, or it is very difficult to understand. It is as simple for Pakistan that they have to decimate their terror infrastructure. They have to stop supporting the terrorism, and they have to ensure that their terrorism is not a state-sponsored one, like we have seen how the Lashkar, how the Jaish operatives, their top commanders, UN listed commanders, US sanctioned commanders are roaming freely in Pakistan.
Absolutely, and that blood and water cannot flow together is what the Prime Minister of the country had made it very, very clear last year itself. It's time that they're reminded of that statement and of that stand of India. Thank you so much, Goswami, for joining us there on the broadcast with that input. And viewers, in the meantime, we have breaking news coming in. Now, as a man is killed after falling into a manhole in Mumbai, we have 4 BMC officers now being suspended for the death as heads begin to roll for the killer negligence. In Mumbai, viewers, 4 suspended from the BMC after an elderly man fell into the open manhole and died in Mumbai. And this is the visual of that, viewers, when this tragedy struck. And we've seen in the past 3 days there have been back-to-back incidents that show how a child is killed after a tree falls onto a van. 2 girls are electrocuted after heavy rainfall and thunderstorms. And now a man falls into the manhole. Okay, we have Revati joining us on the broadcast for more. Revati, now there are, of course, demands for justice that are growing from the family. Also, the locals in Mumbai are also enraged, but it has become a pattern year after year. The governments can come and go. Those ruling the BMC can be changed, but these statistics of such tragedies continue to tick.
Right, as you rightly mentioned, that the strategies and the incidents which are happening in Mumbai continues to happen every year. Though any government in power or though anyone is ruling the BMC, same things are happening every year. And this year is not an exception. A tragic incident had happened in Mumbai's Kurla area. On Khairnari Road, where a 60-year-old man fell into a manhole and the lid of that drainage was open for the work. And the question that is raised by the locals is that why did the pre-monsoon works didn't happen, or they ended by the end of May or latest by June first week. But now a man has lost his life due to recklessness of the officials, as the locals and the CCTV footage also shows that there was no barricading there. Also, no personnel was present there to tell that the lid is open. And according to the family of Aslam Sheikh, they said that he was not able to see clearly. He was wearing specs, and as a regular day he was going to his work, and this tragic incident happened there. Over to you.
All right, Revati, appreciate you joining us with details. And Public TV, in fact, is closely tracking these stories from ground zero. In fact, Revati had also spoken to the deceased's family, who is now demanding justice.
मैडम, वो सुबह जा रहा था जॉब के लिए. जॉब पे जाने के टाइम जो है साकिना का खैरानी रोड का रास्ते पे पता चला कि वो वहाँ खड्डे में गिर गया चेंबर के अंदर. तो वहाँ पे फिर उसके बाद मेरे को कॉल आया कि उनका इंतकाल हो गया. बस इतना मुझे मालूम है.
आप जॉब क्या करते थे?
वो मैडम, वो जो है मट्टी का गाड़ी, जो रैबिट का गाड़ी है ना, वो रैबिट का गाड़ी भराते थे. तो उसके लिए जा रहे थे काम के लिए. उनकी फैमिली में एक लड़का है, एक लड़की है.
अच्छा, और लड़का कहाँ पे है?
लड़का इस समय राजावड़ी हॉस्पिटल में मैम.
अच्छा, और ये बीएमसी की लापरवाही है, क्योंकि वो जो ढक्कन उन्होंने खुला रखा. तो आप क्या मांग करते हैं अभी इस बार?
मैडम, इसके ऊपर मैं कोई बयान नहीं दूंगा. इसमें क्या है, जो नगर सेवक अपना काम करेंगे अभी. बस इतना बोलूँगा मैं.
तो अभी आपके जो परिवार वाले हैं वो वहाँ पे है, तो
हॉस्पिटल में इस समय.
अच्छा,
हाँ, मैं भी आया हूँ मौला. राजावड़ी हॉस्पिटल में जाना है अभी हम लोग को. वापस जा रहे हैं उधर बॉडी लाने.
तो उधर क्या बताया आप हॉस्पिटल वालों ने?
हॉस्पिटल वाले बॉडी दे रहे, पोस्टमार्टम के लिए बोल रहे हैं. बस.
तो आप पोस्टमार्टम के लिए हाँ करेंगे या?
अभी मेरा बड़ा भाई है वहाँ पर, हम लोग डिसीजन लेंगे उसके ऊपर.
And viewers, it's not just about what's happening in Mumbai. Beyond that, beyond Maharashtra, in Gujarat's Junagadh, the first spell of rain exposed the glaring civic failures. After a man was killed in the manhole in Mumbai, there are visuals coming from Junagadh, where we see an open pothole, rainwater on the streets, that has become recipe for another accident. Back-to-back incidents, viewers. Residents falling into an open drain. You can see those visuals, viewers, that are coming in. We'll change those videos. Different there are different visuals that have come in. And this is the story of India's urban catastrophe. And this is what we see has been the state for years. We've been questioning it for 2 years, but nothing seems to have changed in these urban centers in different parts of the country. All right, now a big breaking news coming in right now. Airstrikes conducted across the Teknaf border in Myanmar. Tensions escalate along the Bangladesh-Myanmar frontier, viewers, as we learn of airstrikes conducted along the border in Myanmar, viewers. That's the breaking news we have right now. This is an update that is coming in right now from the Teknaf border in Myanmar. We'll just show you those visuals from what we have got from ground. It's from the Bangladesh-Myanmar frontier. Crossfire reported along Myanmar and Bangladesh, viewers. And we'll try and connect with our reporters for more on this. But viewers, this is there are strikes. Okay, we'll just put that video out with the audio. All right, viewers, these are the visuals that are coming, dramatic visuals that are coming in right now, viewers. This is the Myanmar Air Force bombing AA camps in Mongdao. And they've dropped more than 10 bombs on the former military base sites. And casualties have also been reported. And similar strikes also took place on the 1st of June and 24th of June in the same area, is what we are understanding. So the Myanmar's junta is conducting fresh airstrikes on Mongdao border villages, and airstrikes using fighter jets and a Y-12 aircraft in the Kyunchong village have been reported. Surrounding areas in Arakan Army-controlled Mongdao township have also been reported. Local residents say that a fleet of aircraft dropped more than 10 bombs near the village. And DMG is continuing to verify the situation. Now, viewers, it's a densely populated settlement that's located in northern Mongdao township, and there are casualties that are feared in this case. So the junta airstrikes were also reported on the 1st of July, that's yesterday, viewers, near the former Military Operations Command number 15 headquarters and a Muslim village also, in a village also. And on the 24th of June, another junta airstrike was reported from near the former Ethnic Youth Development Training School as well. And viewers, it's time for a very, very short break, but don't go anywhere. We'll bring you the latest coming in from the Indo-Japan Summit in the national capital as a key defense pacts signed along with MOUs on clean energy and technology.
चमकी चाट से क्या बना है?
सैंडविच, लस्सी और छाछ।
हर घूंट में चमकी चाट, ड्राई फ्रूट और दही बड़े। चमकी चाट से स्वाद बढ़े।
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चमकी चाट।
AU करंट अकाउंट के साथ मिलता है फ्री UPI QR ओवरड्राफ्ट फैसिलिटी और एक ही ऐप से बैंक के सारे काम। AU
सोच बदलो और बैंक भी।
आर प्योर शाही पनीर मसाला, डिलीशियस, हेल्दी एवरी डे।
Ladies and gentlemen, yesterday I said that Bhagwan Man's problem is that in the process of covering up one lie, he is lying a second time. So to cover two lies, he lies a third time and a fourth time, and now he's in a big trap. He is doing everything possible to save his job, but it's going to become more and more difficult for him. Plus, I think he has some very foolish advisors. You see, this controversy is about a younger Bhagwant Mann. He's about 52 years now, 52 or 53. And the video apparently goes back to the time he was 39 years old. This is a video he's released. Let me first show you the other video, the controversial video. This, ladies and gentlemen, is a picture of Bhagwant Mann at the age of 39. And visibly, over the last 13 years, he's aged. There's nothing wrong with that. We all age. But there's a distinct difference in facial appearance. I'd like to show you a picture of Bhagwant Mann at present, which is about 52, 53 years old. And Bhagwant Mann on the other side at the age of 39, when he was a performer. Well, he is still a performer in a way, but there's a distinct physical difference. A, he's put on a lot of weight. His face is much more puffy. He's older. He's wearing a turban. He was not wearing a turban at that time. Not always, at least. Not always photographed with a turban. And so there's a distinct difference. So if you see the picture of the younger Bhagwant Mann, you'd actually have a blink and miss moment. Is this the same guy, you'd say? We all age, but some people, their appearance changes distinctly between 12 to 13 years. They're almost unrecognizable. And Bhagwant Mann is, fortunately or unfortunately, among those people. Now, what Bhagwant Mann is trying to say is, the guy you see in the pictures, in the sacrilege video, is not me. And he's banking on the fact that he looks different now. Now look at the picture on the left-hand side, the younger Bhagwant Mann. And look at the pictures on the right-hand side, which is the sacrilege video of 2014, 13 years back, of a younger Bhagwant Mann. And now they look much more similar, don't they? In fact, the more you go close up, you'll find it's probably the same guy. Now, Bhagwant Mann's argument can be privately to some people that if I did something sacrilege,
चमकी चाट से क्या बना है?
आलू चाट या फ्रूट चाट,
स्वाद बनाए चमकी चाट।
क्या बात है? स्वादिष्ट पकोड़े और फरसान, अरे चमकी चाट है इसकी जान।
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चंकी चाट।
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे। केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
आर प्योर सूजी पास्ता उबालो मिलाओ और खाओ
8 मिनट में तैयार।
क्या टेस्ट है सबका राजा आर प्योर मसाला।
by the way, viewers, I'm driving in Delhi with Delhi wala boy Aman Gupta, who is too busy waving to his fans than talking to me. Please come down to earth, Aman.
Yes, I am sorry.
You're on my show.
I forgot.
This is not your show. This is my show. Stop waving to your fans. Be modest. Now everybody look. अरे आप politician हो. आप politician हो. आप ये क्या कर रहे हो? This is too much. आपने बोला humble हो, मैं humble हो रहा हूँ.
You became very famous during Balika Badhu.
At that time, there was a huge amount of fame and focus. Right?
There was.
People must be writing about you. The paparazzi would have written about you.
There were no paparazzis at that time.
You're not that old. Don't
No, I mean it. There were no paparazzis.
You were no paparazzi at that time.
There were no paparazzis.
This has happened now? There was no Viral Bayani then?
Back then, it was just,
What do you mean back then? If you keep talking, I'm over a decade older to you. If you keep saying back then I'll stop driving the car here.
No, I'm sorry. I don't mean...
What am I then? Back then. Ladies and gentlemen, yesterday I said that Bhagwan Mann's problem is that in the process of covering up one lie, he is lying a second time. So to cover two lies, he lies a third time and a fourth time. And now he's in a big trap. He is doing everything possible to save his job. But it's going to become more and more difficult for him. Plus, I think he has some very foolish advisors. You see, this controversy is
from Asia's largest news headquarters, setting the agenda for Bharat. You're watching Republic.
Hello and a very warm welcome. You're watching Republic TV. I'm Desu Bharadwaj, and the 34-year-old Sarthak Mattoo was killed in a rash driving incident in Delhi. His family is crying for justice. Meanwhile, the accused is out on a bail. Who freed the accused? We're asking all those pertinent questions. But first, a check on your headlines for the hour. Rain exposes glaring civic failures. Man dead after falling in manhole in Mumbai. Tree falls on school van. Student killed. Horrific case of child abuse from Bengaluru. Toddlers allegedly locked in bathrooms, forced into washing machines. Cape Gemini company shuts Bengaluru office. "34-year-old Sarthak Mattoo run over by an SUV in Delhi, left bleeding. Family now demands justice." The accused in the Delhi hit-and-run case is out free on a bail without an alcohol test. Prime Minister Modi holds talks with Sanai Takaichi. Key defence pact signed along with MOUs on clean energy and technology. TRS chief K. Kavita and scores of activists along with party leaders arrested by Telangana police for staging a protest. Viewers, starting first with a breaking development exclusively being reported by Republic. There is a meeting right now underway at Home Minister Amit Shah's residence. BJP leaders Nitin Nabeen and B.L. Santosh are present at the ongoing meeting. And in fact, sources have said that this meeting could be regarding organizational changes within the BJP. Remember, the BJP is eyeing a cabinet reshuffle with portfolios slated to be shuffled once again. Now, in fact, Nirmala Sitharaman is expected to step down as the finance minister. In fact, questions are also being raised over the education minister, Dharmendra Pradhan. And right now, a crucial meeting remains underway at the Home Minister Amit Shah's Delhi residence. BJP chief Nitin Nabeen and B.L. Santosh are present at the meeting regarding the organizational changes within the BJP. In fact, my colleague Manav also joins us live to get us more updates into the matter. Manav, इस crucial meeting के बारे में आप हमें और क्या बता सकते हैं? Organizational changes, portfolio changes बहुत expected है बीजेपी में भी.
देखिए, केंद्र की जो कैबिनेट है उसमें रिशफल होना है, लेकिन जो अब बैठक चल रही है बीएल संतोष जहाँ पर हैं और नितिन नवीन जहाँ पर मौजूद हैं गृह मंत्री के आवास पर, वो बैठक बीजेपी के जो संगठन है उसमें कुछ बदलाव होने हैं। खासतौर से जो नितिन नवीन की जो टीम है, जब से वो बीजेपी के अध्यक्ष बने उसके बाद से उनकी टीम का एक तरीके से संगठित रूप से उसको एक अमली जामा पहनाया जाना है, तो उसको लेकर ये फाइनल दौर की वार्ता है। और अब से किसी भी दिन 2 से 3 दिन के भीतर ये माना जाए तो बीजेपी की जो अध्यक्ष है बीजेपी के नितिन नवीन, उनकी जो टीम है उसका एक तरीके से ऐलान संभव है। हाल ही में हमने देखा कि यूपी की जो संगठन की टीम थी उसका ऐलान हुआ था और उसमें बड़े बदलाव किए गए थे, तो उसी तरीके से जो बीजेपी की जो सेंट्रल टीम होगी उसमें भी बड़े बदलाव किए जा सकते हैं। महिलाओं को खासतौर से उसमें जिम्मेदारी दी जा सकती है, युवाओं को जिम्मेदारी दी जा सकती है। इसके साथ साथ क्योंकि यूपी में चुनाव है, 2029 में लोकसभा चुनाव है, तो आगे जो आगामी विधानसभा या लोकसभा चुनाव है उनके मद्देनजर भी कई बड़े बदलाव जो सेंट्रल टीम बनेगी बीजेपी की उसमें बदलाव हमें देखने को मिल सकते हैं।
धन्यवाद मानव हम तक ये सारी इन्फॉर्मेशन पहुंचाने के लिए. For now, viewers, it's time to shift focus and track other stories. Now, in another rerun of the Pune Porsche case, a grieving family is once again demanding justice after a fatal road crash claimed the life of their son. 34-year-old Sarthak Mattoo died after his motorcycle was hit by a Mahindra Thar in Delhi's Rajouri area. While the accused driver was booked by the police, he is now out on bail. The victim's family has raised serious questions over the investigation, alleging that the driver's blood samples were collected nearly 50 hours after the crash, among other discrepancies. In fact, these allegations have been leveled by Sarthak Mattoo's family, who was killed on the 25th of June. And the killers, as of now, in the latest, are out and roaming free. An SUV, a Thar, hit Sarthak Mattoo in Delhi, after which the SUV fled the scene and Sarthak was left on the road, completely injured and bleeding. Republic has now accessed the photo of the accused Apurv Singh in the Thar accident case. Sagar, the person who was thought to be accused first, had come for some engagement ceremony of his friend. He visited the accused Apurv after attending the engagement, and both then went for a drive. The accident took place shortly after. So Sagar, the person who was given the cab by a Bengaluru-based company, was in the co-driver's seat, while his friend Apurv was at the driver's seat when the incident took place. These are the visuals of the Thar, and in fact a bypasser who saw the accident unfold stopped his car, took Sarthak Mattoo's care, and also took photographs of the vehicle, the black Thar that you see on your screens. That's how the killers were identified by the police. But no strict action has been taken. The killers are out and roaming about free. In fact, this comes after on the 25th of June, Sarthak Mattoo was killed in a cold-blooded case of rash driving in Delhi. This is the photograph of Apurv Singh, the accused in the Thar accident case. In fact, the crime does not just stop at the accident. They hit Sarthak Mattoo's motorcycle with their Thar. After that, they also fled the scene, left Sarthak bleeding on the road without any assistance. Later, the 34-year-old succumbed to his injuries. Now, in fact, Republic also confronted the ACP in the Delhi hit-and-run case, and he completely dodged Republic's questions. He had no answers to give after Republic confronted the police, the ACP, over the inaction and the discrepancies in the hit-and-run case. And this conversation happened right in front of Sarthak Mattoo's parents. Take a look.
ACP भी हमारे साथ है सर. खाली एक सवाल है सर परिवार का कहना है पीसीआर बहुत लेट.
नहीं मेरा भी इसको सॉरी मैम.
सर परिवार ये भी कह रही है कि 50 घंटे के बाद मेडिकल आरोपियों का करवाया.
मैं अभी कोई जवाब नहीं दे पाऊंगा आपको. उसके अंदर जो है ऑन रिकॉर्ड है सारी चीज़ें. मैं अभी कोई रिप्लाई नहीं कर पाऊंगा आपको इस चीज़ के बारे में.
तो एसीपी यहाँ पे पहुंचे हुए हैं. हालांकि परिवार लगातार गंभीर आरोप लगा रही हैं. परिवार का ये भी कहना है कि 50 घंटे के बाद जो है आरोपियों का मेडिकल करवाया जाता है. पीसीआर वैन जो है वो भी 15 मिनट लेट पहुंचती हैं. हालांकि एसीपी से भी हमने बात करने की कोशिश की. फिलहाल वो कुछ नहीं कह रहे हैं. परिवार लगातार गंभीर आरोप लगा रही है और न्याय की मांग कर रही है.
In fact, our team on ground has also filed a report showing the car that was involved in the accident. Take a look at all the details of the case.
Currently, we are present at the Vasant Kunj police station, where the vehicle of both the accused Apurv Singh and Sagar Shah is seized by the Delhi police, which was involved in a deadly collision and accident due to which a 34-year-old boy Sarthak Mattoo lost his life on June 25 after he was going to his home in the morning at 6:30 a.m. However, this is the vehicle. I want to show you that this vehicle is registered on a name of a Bangalore-based company, and this vehicle was given to Sagar by that company as he is one of the employees. However, on the day of the accident, both his friend Apurv and Sagar was coming after a party, after doing a party whole night, and they have done this major accident on the morning of June 25 at Rajkori flyover, which is situated in the national capital, following which both the accused have been apprehended by the Delhi police after on June 26. However, this is the same vehicle, and as you can see, the vehicle number is KA50MF0019. This vehicle is currently seized by the Delhi police, and it is covered with a cloth in Vasant Kunj police station. And the main accused, Apoor Singh, has been out on bail, and earlier the police has also sent him for the medical examination in Safdarjung Hospital. However, the family of the victim has alleged that more than 50 hours have already gone by after the accused has been sent for the medical examination, so that how the alcohol can come into in his medical examination reports. This matter is of a grave concern, as a Thar vehicle does an accident on a Rajkori flyover, and they flee from the spot. They did not even stop to see that if the victim is alive or does he need medical attention, or they did not even think of getting the victim to a hospital. And this is the major case which came to light on June 25. However, the family is currently grieving and they are pleading for justice.
We also spoke to Sarthak's grieving parents, who continue to demand for justice while flagging major discrepancies in the case and the probe. Listen in.
हमें बताया जाता है लॉ अबाइडिंग सिटीजन बनिए, लॉ अबाइडिंग सिटीजन है, इनकम टैक्स पे कीजिए, लाखों रुपए इनकम टैक्स पे करते हैं, और बाद में कुछ ऐसा हाल हुआ तो हमें अपने हाल पे छोड़ा दिया जाता है। मैंने पहले भी वीडियोस में फुहार लगाई, मेरे को अपने बेटे के लिए जस्टिस चाहिए। कोमल जी, 25 तारीख की सुबह जो लास्ट थर्सडे था, मेरा बेटा उसका ऑफिस गुड़गांव में है, वो अपने काम से गुड़गांव से नोएडा जा रहा था। सुबह करीब 6:30 बजे के करीब वो घर से निकला, उसके पास बाइक थी, वो निकला और राजौरी फ्लाईओवर, कोमल जी, जो दिल्ली गुड़गांव बॉर्डर, दिल्ली का बॉर्डर है एक्चुअली, वसंत कुंज के पास में है, उस पर जा रहे थे, और पीछे से करीब जितना हमें बताया गया है 120 की स्पीड से 2 युवक थार गाड़ी चला के, एक का नाम है सागर साहा एंड अनुभव सिंह, 2 जने, और कोमल जी दोनों पढ़े लिखे हैं। एक बेंगलोर में काम करता है, बोइंग में, जितनी जानकारी हमारे पास है, और दूसरा पैनासोनिक में है, और दोनों टेकीज है, पढ़े लिखे हैं, सार्थक की एज के करीब होंगे। जितना हमें बताया गया कोमल जी कि वो लोग एंगेजमेंट पार्टी अटेंड करने के बाद, पुलिस ने कहा वो जॉय राइड पे निकले थे। अब थोड़ा बहुत पढ़ा लिखा मैं भी हूँ कोमल जी, अब ये जॉय राइड का मतलब एंगेजमेंट पार्टी अटेंड करने के बाद क्या होता है, मुझे शायद आपको बताने की आवश्यकता।
शब्दों का इस्तेमाल किया कि जॉय राइड पर वो निकले थे, मतलब एक थार गाड़ी जिसने एक युवक की जान ले ली और पुलिस उन आरोपियों को बचा रही है, कह रही है जॉय राइड। उनके स्टेटमेंट से तो यही लग रहा है।
हमें कोई फोटो नहीं दिखाई गई कोमल जी, हमें कहा गया वो जॉय राइड, फिर अब वो जॉय राइड का क्या मतलब हुआ। और हमें बताया गया कोमल जी कि वो लोग थार गाड़ी 120 की स्पीड से किसी एक गाड़ी को ओवरटेक करना चाहते थे, जो उनको पास नहीं मिला, तो उन्होंने क्या किया कोमल जी, लेफ्ट में लेके लेफ्ट से उसको ओवरटेक किया, जो सार्थक अपनी लेन में जा रहा था उसको हिट कर गया, हिट करके उसको सड़क पे छोड़ दिया कोमल जी।
मरने के लिए छोड़
उसको अपना रहा है एक ही बेटा, और
पीसीआर वैन ना, एम्बुलेंस कोई नहीं पहुंचा
कोमल जी, उसके 2
कोई भी नहीं पहुंचा उसके पास। और बेचारा कोई पासर बाय था, कोई अच्छा भला मानुस था, जिसने गाड़ी की फोटो खींच ली, जिसने अपने सामने ये होते हुए देखा। पर पुलिस को क्या है, पुलिस को कुछ नहीं लेना देना, ना वो हमारी कोई हेल्प कर रही है, ना हमें वो कुछ बता रही है। आज 25 तारीख से लेकर आज 2 तारीख है, पुलिस हमारे ने हमें कोई कुछ नहीं कांटेक्ट किया। ये गए थे पुलिस स्टेशन, मेरे ब्रदर इन लॉज भी गए थे, ये सब लोग गए थे, उन्होंने हमें ना कोई फुटेज दिखाई, ना कोई फुटेज दे रहे हैं हमें, ना कुछ दिखा रहे हैं, ना कोई रिवील कर रहे हैं। उनको लड़कों को पकड़ा, उनकी फोटो तो होगी ना उनके पास, क्यों नहीं फ्लैश कर रहे, लोगों को पता चले दीज आर द मॉन्स्टर्स हु किल्ड माई चाइल्ड, माई ओनली चाइल्ड, माई वर्ल्ड। आपको पता है हमने कितनी मुश्किलों से उसको पाला था। हम नॉर्मल मिडिल क्लास फैमिली के लोग हैं, प्राइवेट सर्विस में हैं, कैसे हम लोगों ने उसको पाल पोस के बड़ा किया। इतना बड़ा किया था इसलिए, उसको बाहर पढ़ने के लिए भेजा, उसको अच्छे कॉलेज में, अच्छे स्कूल में आकर, किस लिए, कि वो आके उसको रौंद के मार के सड़क पे मरने के लिए छोड़ के निकल जाए।
And now viewers, shifting focus. A daredevil stunt high above New York City's skyline has ended in handcuffs. A Russian couple allegedly scaled the iconic Empire State Building, climbed onto its towering antenna and unfurled a message calling for peace before being arrested by the New York Police Department. Their breakthrough climb has now sparked questions over security at one of America's most famous landmarks. Here's the full report. Take a look.
Right in the middle of the busy New York City, first the couple climbed the Empire State Building. Videos showed 33-year-old Angela and 32-year-old Ivan clinging to the building's 1,454-foot tall antenna. Then raised a slogan which read, "When the power of love beats the love of power, the world knows peace." Shortly later, officials from the NYPD showed up, apprehending the pair. The couple named Angela Nikolaou and Ivan Kuznetsov were arrested after climbing the Empire State Building. The Russian couple was charged with burglary, reckless endangerment, criminal mischief, and violation of local laws. They were also charged with possession of burglars' tools, criminal tampering, criminal trespass, and disorderly conduct.
And now viewers, shifting focus to Mumbai. 4 BMC officers have now been held responsible and they've been suspended for the death that happened earlier today after a 60-year-old man fell in an open drain. And a rescue operation went on for about 3 hours, but it was completely futile. When the man was pulled out of the open drain, he was declared dead. And now 4 BMC officials have been suspended over the negligence killing in Mumbai. The urban infrastructure is in question. The BMC is in question, and now 4 BMC officials have been suspended over the death of a 60-year-old man after he fell into an open manhole in Mumbai, after which he was declared dead. Now, these cases are not new. Mumbai has been under the wrath of torrential rains every year when monsoons arrive. But even then, these cases are also mounting year by year. This time around, a 60-year-old man fell in an open pothole, an open drain in Mumbai, and he succumbed to his injuries. When he was pulled out, he was declared dead by the rescue operators. Not just that, but now quick action has been taken. 4 BMC officers have been suspended over the case. These are the visuals that are coming in. Now, Mumbai is not the only one. The first incident that we're showing you was a tree that fell on a school van. 1 student was killed while 4 others were injured severely and they were rushed to nearby hospitals. That was the first case that came in from Mumbai during the monsoon fury. A tree that fell on a school van. The second one comes in from Navi Mumbai. The visual that you see, there are 2 college girls who are lying down on the streets after being electrocuted because of open wires on a road that was drenched by rainwater, that was brimming with rainwater. 2 students were electrocuted on the road. Thankfully, both of them have survived the incident. They were rushed to the nearest hospital by the passerbys. The third incident comes from Junagadh in Gujarat. A bike rider and the pillion that fell face first on the road after the front tire of their bike was caught in an open manhole that was completely covered by water. This comes in from Junagadh in Gujarat. Multiple incidents that are putting forth the glaring reality of collapsing urban infrastructure in India in the face of torrential rains from across Mumbai and Gujarat. This is the third video that we're showing that's coming in from Gujarat. Now the fourth one, again from Mumbai. And the irony speaks for itself. This is a BMC worker who fell in an open manhole in Mumbai in the Matunga region, and this happened while the Mumbai mayor had gone to Matunga to take stock of how bad the roads have been flooded by torrential rains. And ironically, a BMC official that was in fact accompanying the Mumbai mayor fell into an open manhole himself. This other incident again comes from Junagadh. This one open drain where not 1 but 3 incidents took place back to back. We see a woman with a child who fell into the manhole, an open manhole, and through the help of local residents was able to be pulled out at the right time, avoiding any untoward incident that happened like in Mumbai. But this actually speaks volumes about the collapsing civic infrastructure of urban India. In the face of torrential rains, two states, Gujarat and Maharashtra, are unable to keep their civic infrastructure upright. In fact, my colleague Revati also spoke to Mumbai's deceased family member who are now demanding justice, the 60-year-old man who fell into a drain. In fact, we've spoken to his family and here's what they have to say.
जा रहा था जॉब के लिए, जॉब पे जाने के टाइम जो है साकिना का खैरानी रोड का रास्ते पे पता चला है कि वो खड्डे में गिर गया चेंबर के अंदर। तो वहाँ पे फिर उसके बाद मेरे को कॉल आया कि उनका इंतकाल हो गया। बस इतना मुझे मालूम है।
आप जॉब क्या करते थे?
वो मैडम वो जो है मट्टी का गाड़ी जो रैबिट का गाड़ी है ना, वो रैबिट का गाड़ी भराते थे तो उसके लिए जा रहे थे काम के लिए। उनकी फैमिली में एक लड़का है, एक लड़की है।
अच्छा, और लड़का कहाँ पे है?
लड़का इस समय राजावड़ी हॉस्पिटल में। मैम
अच्छा, और ये बीएमसी की लापरवाही है क्योंकि वो जो ढक्कन उन्होंने खुला रखा, तो आप क्या मांग करते हैं अभी इस बार?
मैडम इसके ऊपर मैं कोई बयान नहीं दूंगा। इसमें क्या है, जो नगर सेवक है अपना काम करेंगे अभी, बस इतना बोलूँगा मैं।
तो अभी आपके जो परिवार वाले हैं वो वहाँ पे है तो
हॉस्पिटल में इस समय। हाँ, मैं भी आया हूँ मौला, राजावाड़ी हॉस्पिटल जाना है अभी हम लोग को, वापस जा रहे हैं उधर बॉडी लाने।
तो उधर क्या बताया आप हॉस्पिटल वालों ने?
हॉस्पिटल वाले बॉडी दे रहे, पोस्टमार्टम के लिए बोल रहे हैं बस।
तो आप पोस्टमार्टम के लिए हाँ करेंगे या?
अभी मेरा बड़ा भाई है वहाँ पर, उन लोग डिसीजन लेंगे इसके ऊपर।
And that's all for this edition of Live and Breaking on Republic TV. Thanks very much for staying with us. Don't go anywhere. After a short break, we get you a horrific case of child abuse from Bengaluru. Toddlers aged 2 to 3 years allegedly locked in bathrooms and physically abused by caretakers.
चमकी चाट से क्या बना है?
सैंडविच, लस्सी और छाछ और
हर घूंट में चमकी चाट। अब बताओ, स्वाद आया?
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चंकी चाट।
Amity has been ranked among the top universities globally for producing the most employable graduates by the Times Higher Education UK. Yet another testimony to Amity's excellent placement record.
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद, यही तो है इसकी खास बात। वाओ मामा, क्या स्वाद है? अरे मेरे राजा,
रानी इस घर में कुछ है जो टूटता नहीं।
ये पिलर कभी नहीं टूटेगा। रुंगटा स्टील टीएमटी से बना।
रुंगटा नहीं तो घर स्ट्रॉन्ग नहीं। रुंगटा स्टील टीएमटी बार एकदम सॉलिड।
प्यास बुझाए, ठंडक लाए, सबको भाए जीरा से। MTH का जलजीरा जीरा से।
जीरा से असली रिफ्रेशिंग, असली स्वाद, असली मजा।
MTH।
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे। केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
आर प्योर शाही पनीर मसाला, डिलीशियस, हेल्दी एवरीडे।
AU सेविंग्स अकाउंट में मिलते हैं अमेजिंग बेनिफिट्स, पेपरलेस बैंकिंग एंड हायर इंटरेस्ट, वो भी हर महीने।
मनी 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 एवरी मंथ। सोच बदलो और बैंक भी।
चमकी चाट से क्या बना है?
आलू चाट या फ्रूट चाट,
स्वाद बनाए चमकी चाट।
क्या बात है? स्वादिष्ट पकोड़े और परेशान, अरे चंकी चाट है इसकी जान।
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चंकी चाट।
Ladies and gentlemen, yesterday I said that Bhagwant Man's problem is that in the process of covering up one lie, he is lying a second time. So to cover two lies, he lies a third time and a fourth time, and now he's in a big trap. He is doing everything possible to save his job, but it's going to become more and more difficult for him. Plus, I think he has some very foolish advisors. You see, this controversy is about a younger Bhagwant Mann. He's about 52 years now, 52 or 53. And the video apparently goes back to the time he was 39 years old. This is a video he's released. Let me first show you the other video, the controversial video. This, ladies and gentlemen, is a picture of Bhagwant Mann at the age of 39. And visibly, over the last 13 years, he's aged. There's nothing wrong with that. We all age. But there's a distinct difference in facial appearance. I'd like to show you a picture of Bhagwant Mann at present, which is about 52, 53 years old. And Bhagwant Mann on the other side at the age of 39, when he was a performer. Well, he is still a performer in a way. But there's a distinct physical difference. A, he's put on a lot of weight. His face is much more puffy. He's older. He's wearing a turban. He was not wearing a turban at that time. Not always, at least. Not always photographed with a turban. And so there's a distinct difference. So if you see the picture of the younger Bhagwant Mann, you'd actually have a blink and miss moment. Is this the same guy, you'd say? We all age, but some people, their appearance changes distinctly.
चमकी चाट से क्या बना है?
सैंडविच लस्सी और छाछ और
हर घूंट में चमकी चाट ड्राई फ्रूट और दही बड़े चमकी चाट से स्वाद बढ़े
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चमकी चाट
आर प्योर सूजी पास्ता उबालो मिलाओ और खाओ
8 मिनट में तैयार।
क्या टेस्ट है सबका राजा आर प्योर मसाला।
AU सेविंग्स अकाउंट में मिलते हैं अमेजिंग बेनिफिट्स, पेपरलेस बैंकिंग एंड हायर इंटरेस्ट, वो भी हर महीने।
मनी 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 एवरी मंथ।
सोच बदलो और बैंक भी।
चमकी चाट से क्या बना है?
सैंडविच लस्सी और छाछ और
हर घूंट में चमकी चाट अब बताओ स्वाद आया?
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चमकी चाट।
रानी, इस घर में कुछ है जो टूटता नहीं।
ये पिलर कभी नहीं टूटेगा। रुंगटा स्टील TMT से बना।
रुंगटा नहीं तो घर स्ट्रॉन्ग नहीं। रुंगटा स्टील TMT बार एकदम सॉलिड।
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद, यही तो है इसकी खास बात। वाओ मामा, क्या स्वाद है? अरे मेरे राजा,
सबका राजा आर प्योर मसाला। केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे। केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
चमकी चाट से क्या बना है?
सैंडविच लस्सी और छाछ और
हर घूंट में चमकी चाट ड्राई फ्रूट और दही बड़े चमकी चाट से स्वाद बढ़े
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चमकी चाट।
आर प्योर शाही पनीर मसाला, डिलीशियस, हेल्दी एवरीडे।
By the way, viewers, I'm driving in Delhi with Delhi wala boy Aman Gupta, who is too busy waving to his fans than talking to me. Please come down to earth, Aman.
Yes, I am sorry.
You're on my show. This is not your show. This is my show. Stop waving to your fans. Be modest. Now everybody look. अरे आप politician हो. आप politician हो. आप ये क्या कर रहे हो? This is too much. आपने बोला humble हो, मैं humble हो रहा हूँ.
Watching Republic Global, and in this edition of Republic Global, I, Rakta Mishra, are going to bring you the latest updates from across the globe. But we begin with the good news coming in on the landmark summit hosted by Republic TV in New Delhi. Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Japanese Prime Minister Sanae Takaichi will be unveiling a roadmap for the deepening of cooperation across defense technology trade. We will be bringing you what both the leaders said, and also we next move on to Ukraine, where Russia has launched one of its deadliest attacks on Kiev in the recent months. Also, we bring you what killer heat wave, what impact does the killer heat wave is having across Europe, with Spain reporting more than 1,000 deaths in a month. We also bring you the latest coming in as far as the talks in Doha between US and Iran are concerned. Time for the headlines. PM Modi holds talks with Sarthak Mattoo, key defence pact signed along with MOUs on clean energy and technology. Several deaths from reported across Europe. Spain records more than 1,000 deaths in June, with 40 degrees Celsius plus temperatures in countries across Europe. Hungary, Slovakia, Austria, Croatia straining health systems and infrastructure. 13 killed and more than 40 injured in Russian missile and drone strikes on Kiev, with rescue teams continuing search operations amid widespread damage. Indirect US-Iran talks in Doha show a cautious progress in de-escalation mechanisms, with both sides agreeing to continue negotiations via mediators. Prime Minister Narendra Modi held talks with the Japanese counterpart Sarthak Mattoo during the 16th India-Japan Summit in New Delhi today. The summit provided an opportunity for both sides to review the strengthening of bilateral ties across and cooperation across trade, investment, defense and other key sectors. India and Japan also announced their first ever defense co-development project, marking a major milestone in bilateral security ties, as the two countries also unveiled a broad strategic partnership spanning artificial intelligence, semiconductors, energy and critical minerals. Here's a report.
In her first ever trip to India, Japanese Prime Minister Sarthak Mattoo arrived in New Delhi for a 3-day official visit. The bilateral talks were held at Hyderabad House. Accompanied by Prime Minister Modi, the Japanese Prime Minister also received a ceremonial welcome at the Rashtrapati Bhavan. During the joint press statement, Prime Minister Modi called the Japanese PM as his younger sister.
Your Excellency और मेरी छोटी बहन प्रधानमंत्री ताकाइची जी, दोनों देशों के डेलीगेट्स, मीडिया के साथियों, नमस्कार, कोनिचिवा। इंडिया जापान एनुअल समिट के लिए प्रधानमंत्री ताकाइची का भारत में अपनी पहली यात्रा पर स्वागत करते हुए मुझे बहुत खुशी हो रही है।
During his statement, Prime Minister Modi stated that we will now replicate the success story we achieved in automotive sectors.
आज हमने भारत जापान नेक्स्ट जनरेशन मोबिलिटी पार्टनरशिप फ्रेमवर्क भी तैयार किया है। इससे अब हम ऑटोमोटिव सेक्टर में हमारी सक्सेस स्टोरी को शिप बिल्डिंग, एविएशन और लॉजिस्टिक जैसे क्षेत्रों में भी दोहराएंगे। फ्रेंड्स, हमारे संबंधों की बड़ी ताकत हमारी पीपल टू पीपल टाई है। हम टैलेंट, मोबिलिटी, स्किलिंग और टेक्निकल इंटर्नशिप प्रोग्राम इसके अवसर भी बढ़ा रहे हैं और दोनों देशों के बीच रिसर्च, एजुकेशन और स्टार्टअप सहयोग भी सुदृढ़ कर रहे हैं।
Prime Minister Modi said New Delhi and Japan shared a common vision for a free, open and rules-based Indo-Pacific.
वे जापान की पहली महिला प्रधानमंत्री भी हैं और एक दूरदर्शी और लोकप्रिय नेता भी हैं। इतना ही नहीं, वे जापान के नारा प्रीफेक्चर से आती हैं, जो भारत जापान की साझा बौद्ध विरासत का एक बहुत महत्वपूर्ण केंद्र है। आज भारत और जापान दोनों ही विश्व की सबसे बड़ी इकोनॉमीज में से हैं। एक फ्री, प्रॉस्परस और रूल्स बेस्ड इंडो पैसिफिक हमारी साझा प्राथमिकता है।
Both leaders also announced a landmark defense co-development agreement, the first such pact between India and Japan. Prime Minister Modi also announced the launch of the India-Japan Biogas Initiative under the Govardhan Pahal program.
एनर्जी सिक्योरिटी के क्षेत्र में भी आज हमने कई महत्वपूर्ण निर्णय लिए हैं। इंडिया जापान बायोगैस इनिशिएटिव के माध्यम से हमें भारत में 1000 बायोगैस और ऑर्गेनिक फर्टिलाइजर प्लांट्स लगाने में सहायता मिलेगी। इससे हमारी गोवर्धन पहल और मजबूत होगी। इससे भारत के गांवों में सस्टेनेबिलिटी, प्रॉस्पेरिटी और रूरल लाइवलीहुड को नई शक्ति मिलेगी।
During the summit, India and Japan also signed their first co-development defense project. PM Modi said that Japan had played an important role in India's growth story. He also noted that the two countries are now among the world's 5 largest economies. The 16th India-Japan summit will be a big advantage for Japan